Greetings, fellow pioneers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, Episode 7, Cribmate. To briefly recap, last stream, we started on this tiny little unpolluted dot here, having been dropped off at this horrible planet, which I don't have generated, I guess, and we decided to try to dig into the mountain to protect ourselves from pollution. So this is what I got done in approximately 5 hours. We did have our first child, Mayhem, who is now 3 seasons old. So there is a bit of a concept of like babies grow faster, but that aside, and then we also offered safety to Thomas and Yaroslav, who have not yet converted to our ideology. There's one other thing that I wanted to highlight, which is a change in rules here. So because I set up this scenario the day that the DLC dropped, I have learned since some new features of the game and changed the rules accordingly. So the rules are the only things that really changed, and also the mod. I am now including Fahrenheit and Celsius because it wasn't updated at the time. And the rule changes is that we live and build in unpolluted areas only, and then don't build outside, don't travel unless protected. And then in terms of genetic restrictions, we are going to restrict ourselves to 2 genes at most, and no gene scanning. So any genes that we obtain have to be purchased and not pulled from people. And then any land reclamation that we do, we have to do in a way that it does not produce pollution in itself. Which you might not understand, but when we get there, we get there. All right, so right at the start here, I am taking care of Mayhem, who was just recently born, and then we are pushing towards Bioregeneration for research for Kadath, because he suffered a brain injury. But I did have this thought that... my dogs are going crazy. I did have this thought that I wanted to offer you all early birds the ability to vote on yet another project. So here it is. I'll put that up for 2.5 minutes. And Guero and Frostlam, Joey, and Rivsong, thank you for the gifted subs and the bits. That boost train is going, isn't it? Oh Lord, Kadath with so many gifted subs. All right, now I feel like I really owe you Bioregeneration, huh? Alright, so I'm going to change their pregnancy strategies here to avoid pregnancies, just because I don't feel food secure yet. I feel like there is a little bit more work to be done to get there. Another thing I'd like to do is to start trying to convert Yaroslav and Thomas to our ideology, because they're not, and that's going to cause some friction. So every time convert is off cooldown, and you guys are going to have to remind me, so that's 2.5 days from now, I should hit Yaroslav because we're working on him first. His ideology is the Legion, and it's a supremacist execution ideology, which is kind of problematic. And then Thomas is a loyalist transhumanist. And we did just run a conversion ritual, but we're going to need to do more of that, I suppose. Some other things I wanted to do is I wanted to maximize the amount of learning that we get. So this is going to look a little goofy until I redesign it. But the school desks can benefit from up to 3 blackboards. So I'm going to make 3 blackboards as a result. Pretty cheap thing to do. So I'm going to redesign the schoolrooms so that it doesn't look ridiculous by doing this. Yep, that's about it. And then let's also take a look. Right now, Thomas is at 97% learning, so he's just about maxed out. And the way this works is the higher your learning is when they hit an age marker. So for Thomas, his next age marker is going to be 13 when he becomes an adult. The higher your learning is, the more choices you will have for traits and passions. So it is really important to teach children well if you want them to be productive members of your society as adults. You can, alternatively, stick them in growth vats until they hit 18, doing the growth vat research. where you shove nutrition into the growth vat, kind of like a biosculptor, and it grows them. But that means they basically don't get taught, which as a result means that they are not going to have a lot of options for personality traits that you might like. You might get lucky and end up with like someone that went growth vat and is offered jogger and tough and nimble or something like that. Or you might end up with someone who's a pyromaniac gourmand who loves drugs. Improve security. All right, sounds good. I did have one question for you all. And I guess I'll have a follow-up question. Should I consider mountain roof fall traps? Yes or no? One way that a lot of mountain bases defend their base is mountain roof fall traps. So the way this works is that you prop up a significant swath of your base with a very weak column, or a column that is paired with an IED. So putting like an IED, I don't have IED tech right now, but like putting an IED like that. And then the column here holds up the roof above you, and then when someone tries to seek cover behind it, they trigger the IED, and then the roof falls on their head, crushing a whole lot of people below. It is a strategy that I don't often use. I think the last time I used it was Survive the Swarm, fighting like hundreds of zombies. But I figured I'd ask you. Given that this is only a Strive to Survive series, it's probably not difficult enough to warrant needing to implement that. And then also, if I do use a roof fall trap, I'm going to have to slightly redesign this kill box because it's not currently wide enough to employ one. But if you wanted me to use roof fall traps, that is totally fine by me. Totally 100% fine by me. So, just weigh in and let me know what you think. And I'll leave that up for 5 minutes so that everybody has a chance to vote who wants to vote. So, currently, the current priority is focus on children learning, biosculpting, and children learning, biosculpting, and security. There it is. I respect that. I get that security is paramount. 100%. Your kingdom for an ultra rare quest reward, Architect Growth Vat, that teaches children grown in them. Yeah, I suspect that would be a really easy thing to actually mod, to be honest. Do we have Luciferium to fix the brain? We do not. No. So here we are. We have 3 learning desks, and these school desks are benefiting from all 3. As you can see, connected blackboards 3 out of 3. So that is as good as that gets. If we take a look at Thomas, right now he wants to shadow an adult and work watching. So he wants to be taught by an adult in the schoolroom and then shadow them. One other type of learning that children can have is, where was it again? Radio chatter. So that's another thing that I'm going to need to build is a comms console, because that's sometimes your children want to learn at a comms console, and I don't have one. So that is going to be something I build here. And then I'll put the beacon there. This beacon doesn't fully cover the stock, but maybe I'll stick the beacon here, right in front of the crematorium, because that is so convenient. I don't really have to worry about pod drop raiders landing on my beacon, because my beacon is in Overhead Mountain, and there's functionally just no way for them to get in here. So pod drop raiders will land out here, the closest adjacent area, or they just will scatter randomly. Thanks for the crazy boost train, guys. I appreciate it. Cheers. Oh, that's still hot. Hot is good. Having a wee bit of a brownout. Maybe I'll flick that chem gen on. And the growing season, it says it's right now. So I think what I'm going to do is only grow Tinctoria out here. And then I'm going to quickly have kind of like everyone throw Tinctoria into the ground. I don't want to put edible crops out here because I think that this biome basically doesn't have food because it's so polluted. So any animals and wildlife that are out here are just going to eat my crops otherwise. So it's best if I don't grow anything that tastes good out there. And that's by design. Oh, but here we go. We have some non-farmers trying to harvest the rice, which is not ideal. The right side is connected through the batteries here. Yeah. Yep. If I smooth out the walls, I'll be able to do it better, but it is technically connected. So Thomas here is a tough pyromaniac. I can't do anything about the pyromaniac, but I don't want him to end up like Yaroslav, who's a lazy, psychopathic gourmand. I mean, that's kind of just worst case scenario. As a parent and adult to watch a children. I mean, he was old already when he arrived, so those mistakes aren't mine. Those are mistakes that whoever was his guardian made. I'm not taking credit for that. Biosculpting is done, and I'll be doing Bioregeneration next for Kadath, and then I'll be opening it up to you guys for you to vote on what I do after I get Bioregen. Yeah, he was a bit broken. We'll reform him as best as I can by getting him converted, and he's a productive member of the group, but just a little broken. So Shay here is in 3rd trimester, and we are going to want to get another crib. So I'm going to make sure that Sapo gets that done. And it looks like you guys say don't use roof fall traps, so I won't be. Noted. So I'll work on security a different way. I have ideas for what that would look like, so I'll just put those ideas to work. Alright, perfect. Excellent crib. Can you play with her? Move the crib. There we go. It's a little difficult. Yeah, kind of have to put the baby down, but, you know, baby's alive, so it's all good. So I'm just doing a whole bunch of Tinctoria so that I might be able to decorate. But I'm gonna let them take time off from that, just because the really bad farmers are not making a lot of headway. The baby is mayhem? Yes, it is fitting. That is correct. So, after I get Bioregeneration, what research do you think I should go for? Here's a poll for that. Hospital beds, which would help with surgeries, recovery time, pregnancies, packaged survival meals if we want to do some travel. The reason to do travel is I haven't found gold. So unless I get a trade opportunity for gold, we're not going to be able to get a multi-analyzer, which severely limits the amount of research that we can do. We do have a little bit of a band of plasteel here, but without gold, no multi-analyzer. Without multi-analyzer, we don't get fabrication. And then the worry is, if I continue to expand our hydroponics and power grid, I will eventually run out of components, and it will be really tricky to obtain new components, because chances are this mountain that we live in has a lot of steel, but probably not a lot of compacted components. I could be wrong about that, but I have a feeling that that is true. How do genes work? I'll be putting out a tutorial about genes eventually. So I'm not going to cover how they work here because it's not relevant to this series. But if you want to hop on Discord, I can answer that question when I'm not streaming. I'm also going to change the... Actually, I don't like that there. I'm changing this because I think in the summers, the amount of heat that this generator produces is going to be a bit of a problem for us. So I'm going to redesign the workshop a little bit to accommodate for the additional heat. You wanted to check if you could replace the nearsighted gene replacing both eyes with bionic ones? No, I don't think so. The nearsighted is always going to give you a ranged accuracy debuff. Being a skilled shooter with like bionic or architect eyes will help, but you will never not suffer from the genetic nearsightedness. Because they do different things. The genetic nearsightedness is not a lowered... It's not a lowered sight function. It is a ranged accuracy penalty. So eyes increase sight, but not ranged accuracy, only in that it benefits looking at targets at a distance. I don't know if I've described that well, but that's how RimWorld works. They're basically affecting two different stats. So they'll help, but they won't remove it. It's too bad there's no glasses, right? Medical treatment needed. Oh, right, because you have gut worms. Gut worms are the worst. Oh, and you're crying right as I'm tending to you, and everybody hears it. Hi, buddy. I don't know what he's looking at. He's not really paying attention. So yeah, here is Thomas getting taught by Sapo. He's currently learning social from Sapo, which is probably a terrible idea because Sapo has a social of 2. But learning a lesson of social. And then he currently wants to look at the sky and be taught by an adult. So he is able to look at the sky out here because this is a traversable spot for Thomas to reach. Isn't Sapo the moral guide? Yeah. Oh, was I looking? No, Sapo has a social of 8. I was looking at Thomas's social. Someone needs to feed the baby. I'm actually going to put the baby between Cam and Sapo. So that this is a family unit, this is a family unit, and this is a family unit. Instead of ordering them by weapons, I'll order them by families. I think that makes far more sense in this context. And it looks like hospital bed research will be next. Got it. That should help out with the pregnancy complications. I don't have that turned off. It's an option in the options for the storyteller options to have uncomplicated pregnancies. So if I could putz around and find it. So if you don't want to have problems, you can turn it off entirely. So you can disable children, or babies are always healthy. You know, if that's something that you want, you know, how you want to play. That is up to you. But I think I just messed with the... Yeah. Setting that back. All right, there we go. Now we have a schoolroom. Much better. Instead of doing a chimney, I have different plans for how to freeze the kitchen that I'll get into once it's voted on. I feel like RimWorld is extra quiet. Just me. Maybe it was just me. Could we banish Yaroslav? We could. We did vote to bring him in, so I would be a little hesitant to cast him out as a result. It's not really a nice thing to do. So here is a smelter, so that we can get rid of the slag that we got. We already have the bassinet / crib ready for new baby. Check in teaching styles. Yeah, we're still good. Built the comms console for you, kid. Better use it. If he never uses it, oh well. Alright, so here we go. Smelt metal from slag, drop on floor. And then also smelt weapons that are biocoded, drop on floor. And then third, smelt a peril that is damaged and drop on floor, and then smelt a peril that is tainted and drop on floor. Cool. So we have a smelter bill that covers kind of all of the scenarios of equipment that we might not want. I'm getting warned that I need warm clothing, so that's another something I could do, is let's make sure to always have a kid's pants, kid parka, kid shirt made. So kids pants, 95 plus, and made of anything except for Thrumbo. And I guess we already have one because it's grayed out. Then the same thing with shirts. And then, or parkas rather. And then shirts. And that way, when we have babies that age up, they aren't going to need to be naked until I have that made. And then I can do the same thing with adult parkas. There we go. I'm not going to worry about the bandoliers just yet. Oh, the pants quality was wrong? Yeah. Touche. Correct. And then toques, I'm already doing. Good. Fancy hats include? Oh yeah, definitely. Fancy hats only. I have no idea what I said before, but fancy hats only. It is a requirement. Oh, there we go. So here's an example of Thomas learning radio talking. Because that's one of the things that children will be taught on. So make sure that you fulfill, and the list is sky dreaming, radio talking, floor drawing, nature running, work watching, and lesson taking. Nature running is a little tricky for me to do, considering there's not a lot of nature out here. But I do think that this is hopefully enough nature to satisfy that need. I suppose we'll see. Oh, and that reminds me, conversions. Yes. Oh, wow. Perfect. I literally watched that come off cooldown. That's how you know that I didn't miss the boat. So Yaroslav's down to 17%. Not bad. Keep working on that. So I'm digging this out so that I can expand the power grid if and when we need it expanded. So I can add more chemgens and get that going. Perhaps cleaning some pollution out to have a nature walk spot. Well, we do actually have a spot for nature. I mean, there's not a lot of nature here. And I think I would need to plant trees out there. But yeah, that's a really good eventual goal for sure. There's actually a Pollux tree out here that absorbs pollution. So there's a way for us to sort of delete pollution at the moment, which is really fortunate. If we wanted to do a bit of a pollution cleanup. But I think it's best to wait on that because there's other more urgent matters to attend to, in my opinion. How's the pollution looking out there? It really hasn't changed. Other than the spots that we mined out components or the Pollux tree, it's pretty stagnant. Nothing is adding or removing pollution. So we shouldn't see it dramatically change much at all. Oh, I made this the wrong dimensions, didn't I? Okay, that's fine. I'll fix it. Can you plant more of those pollution-eating trees? No, they're sort of like anima trees, where they get placed and they're beyond your control. I can cut it down. The game warns me when I try to cut it down. But what I can do is I can put, here, I'll even do it now. Toxic waste packs. I can place my toxic waste packs near the tree, knowing that when the toxic waste packs produce pollution, the tree will absorb it and remove it. A chem fuel walled off closet. For now, I can put the chem fuel over here because there's no power in this spot. But yeah, eventually having a chem closet would be a good idea. Sort of a special project for us to consider. Alright, I need dead power in this room. Oh, that is the interaction spot. Let's flip that around. Tree hacks. Oh, Jesus. Why are you out here? You're also pregnant? Oh, my lord. She is very sleepy. I'm going to make you do more work, because you had the brilliant idea coming all the way out here for components. Let's just hope you don't go to labor out here, because the only one that can save you is S.H.I.E.L.D. Corpses produce rot gas until they desiccate, but we don't hang around the corpses long enough for that to be a factor. Which is why I haven't done anything about it. You don't want a giant pile of corpses in your base, but like if a giant pile of corpses are out in the wild, it's not going to affect anything because they're not near you. You have to be standing around it for a while for it to harm you. Let's do work priority for Sapo so he can build faster. There we go. A work frenzy for Kadath, which isn't super helpful considering his brain injury, but we're working on a solution for that. And let's go ahead and Tech Noir. Everyone carry herbal meds on them. I have enough herbal meds that we can keep it. All right, Shay, thank you for your service. You will get some well-deserved R&R in a second here. There is no rot gas at the base. It's corpses that rot. So I don't need to worry about base rot. I will include air conditioning or building a freezer, setting up a freezer, if you guys want, on the next poll. But I'm going to work on security first, because that's what was voted on. Oh, a solar flare. Isn't that lovely? So, Trustin, you asked if I had any modifications to the aging process. Everything's standard. Standard stride to survive. So they're aging up at 4 times rate. But that would be the only change. Oh, that isn't connected. Fine. Just a wee bit of redesign. So 2 colonicidal. Cam, you're one of them? You construct, and there's always some smoothing work to be done. So there's no need for you to be idle. Let's have you smooth this out. And then we can also start smoothing out the walls of the bedrooms as well. And this. I missed a tile there. And actually, let's smooth out the edges of the farm too. The prettier I make the base look, the happier they will be in the long run. So it's worth the investment, in my opinion. The roof in the new gen room, it's covered. There we go. It did manage to kill off all my crops, which sucks. But we'll get those replanted. Solar flares are particularly nasty when you rely on hydroponics, because if it's a long solar flare, it kills the crops because they don't get powered. So the extra generator is helping the batteries to recover, which is good, because we were definitely browning out a bit. Can I use my special tree to grow outdoors? I could, but it's not opening up opportunities to grow outdoors any different than the area that I had already had access to. It's not special in any way. It's just more land that's been reclaimed. The problem with growing outdoors is the grow season on this planet is very short for the map tile that I live at, because it gets too cold too quickly for us to really make use of large outdoor farming. Especially given that one of our farmers is currently brain damaged. That's kind of the problem, is Kadath right now has brain damage, so his crop yields are lower and his fail chances are higher. So that's a major reason why I haven't been doing a ton of farming, because I'm down to 1 farmer. And that farmer happens to also be the cook, so either we plant crops or we have food made for us, but, you know, I'm kind of too busy to do both. Oh, Shay is in labor. I'll tend to that in just a second after I tidy up these cables. I just realized we have enough of the oops. Oh, well, whatever. Enough of the cables embedded in the ground that I don't need the dangerous exposed cables anymore, because we got them all hidden. So, Shay, Cam, and Shield will attend. Outcome looks to be about 83%. And hopefully this goes well. Burke, thank you for the resub. 1% better than Cam's delivery. Yeah, I think our doctor got more skilled, if I was to take a guess as to why the change happened. So Mayhem is a boy. Thomas and Yaroslav are also boys. Wonder what the gender will be. I guess we could consider doing predictions in the future. I think it's too soon to do it now because she'll give birth and a 30-second prediction is hard to vote on. King, thanks for the resub as well. So this is the second baby of the colony. And healthy child. Name the baby. Carlotta. Oh, we have a girl. Carlotta Black. And then the nickname for this baby is going to be one of you all lucky subscribers in that raffle. So raffle timer is up. And where... Okay, so Shay, Shield. Yep, this is Shay and Shield's kid. Good. She is starving. I'll have to do something about that soon. Tech Noir, let's have you trade with the combat supplier, because I have a lot of tox grenades to sell. So here is a gene pack that I could buy, Sleepy. I obviously don't want to buy Sleepy. But that would be how to add genes to our colonists if I found a gene pack that I liked. Big if, because I'm not going to buy gene packs I don't like. And Shay, thank you for the gifted subs. Excited for your first little one, huh? So these guys don't have gold, do they? They have a golden breach axe that I can't afford, but I'm not going to smelt that down for gold. And then, of course, the silver is way out there. Shield. You're going to be dealing with your baby pretty soon. So you are going to be assigned to childcare now. In fact, I'm going to boost childcare up to 1, making sure that we do childcare over everything else. Seems pretty reasonable to me. That's kind of how it works in real life when you have a baby. No matter what. Oh, so Randy heard me that I needed gold, and he's like, alright, I can't do gold, but silver, best final offer. And that does not help me. And we also have a mad rat coming in. I'm just going to forbid this door. Because we don't really need to go outside right now. Ooh, you're giggling? That's nice. Oh, also, if you're wondering, the nursery here can be shared with multiple beds. It doesn't change to a nursery barracks. Nurseries are sort of fine sharing multiples. The vault looks tight. Thanks. I do. Yeah, I should have a second chair for easy breastfeeding. I'll even move them to the doors. So that went pretty smooth. Shield, once you're done playing with your kiddo there. Oh, Sapo was already working on that. How about you go grab... Oh, no, because I locked the door because of the rat. I think the rat is no longer hostile, so let's have you grab that silver. Yeah, raffles in 1 minute, but the baby was already born. Second baby. Alec and Draco, thank you for the resubs. Welcome. So Shay, you are idle. Why, actually? You shouldn't be. Oh, you're also unrestricted? No, you should be unrestricted. So Shay, if we're working on security, let's actually work on security. So I'm going to dig out the security tunnels that I have. And then also the kill box area. And that would be plenty of work for these. Why aren't you... You're idle, but I can literally tell you to go work. That is strange. Is there... There's not a scheduling reason that you refuse to work? I don't know what's going on with her. Okay, whatever. Just being weird. Oh, because I think Kadath had... I don't know. It's her health? Oh, she's exhausted, yeah. Bioregeneration is done, and you guys voted that I get hospital bed. So, hospital bed I shall get. Next up, you guys can pick again what I get after hospital bed. So, there's that poll, and you got 10 seconds left on the raffle. Just a heads up. Congratulations, Exarch. You are officially a vaulter now. Well, we're getting a lot of sandstone blocks from this, which is good. You are waiting for treatment. So maybe 2 more treatments of gutworms and she'll be cured. I do have the bioregeneration up, so let's go ahead and get one of those out. I'll put it here. Oh, yeah, there we go. To fix Kadath's brain injury. You'll think you'll stick with Carlotta? All right. Carlotta Black. Who's gonna cook? That is a good question. So far it's Shield, but, you know, things might change. Okay, Kadath, your pod is ready. Or just about ready. As far as nutrition goes, I will put vegetarian in it. Because we have a lot of vegetarian. We don't have a lot of other stuff. And I'm going to have you start to fill your own Bacta tank. I'm also going to risk some extra nutrition so that you go faster through the process. So I'm going to do a pleasure cycle first. So that you biotune. And then I will do a regen cycle. So he's getting it. So right now, priority is Children learning and security. Done. Hey, Cam, can I have you flick? Actually, flick a few off. I'm not going to spend a ton of time trying to manually min-max power, but when I obviously see the batteries are topped up, I will turn them off to try to conserve as best as I can. Convert time. True. Thank you for the reminder. So let's go ahead and convert Yaroslav when he's awake. His certainty is at 22%, so maybe 2 more conversions unless we're lucky. If we're lucky, it could just be 1. And he will convert to our IDO, which would be really nice. Be indeed really nice. Shield. Why are you crafting over plant cut and grow? That's really strange. Go work the fields, friend. Okay, so Yaroslav is up. Sapo, when you are up, convert. Oh, here we go. 6.5. Oh, not bad. We don't believe in forced conversions, so he'll convert in his own time. I'm not imprisoning anyone. Well, not yet, at least. And it looks like precision rifling is going to be after hospital beds. Research sniping. That's what I'm going to call it. Woo guns. Yep. A lot of the raiders that we get attacked by are wasters, and wasters don't usually have long-range guns. So long-range guns can be pretty useful to fight wasters. That much is true. Oh, we struck heavy machine. Oh, compacted machinery. Perfect. Perfect. Because I need it. That's real good. Oh, Cam, I've made you do this a little bit too long. Just having some redundant power running around the base so that we can't have one cable cut to brown out everything. Shane nursed Mayhem? Yeah, that's fine. It's called wet nursing, and it's been a thing for probably tens of thousands of years. Hospital beds are done, so precision rifling it is. And then you all can vote on what comes after hospital beds. I suppose I should have included... No, Vitals Monitor requires multi-analyzer, so never mind. So I will reconsider this list here before putting it out to you to vote. Okay, I like this list. There it is. 5 minutes on that as well. There we go. Getting the rice. Good job, Thomas. How's your learning coming? 95%? Hey, that's an A. I'll take a free A. Where's the treat for puppies? Oh, sorry. I'm not the best at noticing that. I've been meaning to try to set up audio notifications that only I can hear. I just haven't. Well, I got them set up and then the thing broke and I need to reset it back up. Every now and then my streaming software updates and like nukes everything. So. The Deadly Beasts. A virus army is being harassed by a pack of 5 timberwolves. Big Cheese wants help by drawing them to me. And here is the rewards. So I'm going to have you guys vote on that. It looks like Deep Drill is going to win. So I'm going to have Deep Drill as the winning choice. Do we accept the quest for man-hunting timberwolves? Our base is basically manhunter proof. I'd also like to add. It in no way can be attacked by manhunters. So if you're worried about my welfare in such a quest, don't. Is what I'm trying to say. I will be fine. Okay, babies are pretty happy. Parents are pretty happy. I feel like I'm doing an okay job at parenthood. For now. Things can change. Oh, so this is a pop shot. Yeah, that's your shotgun. And then this bolt-action rifle will go to Sapo. Hey, Thomas. You're, like, 10. How's a revolver sound for you? A lot of us are Americans here. We have the right to bear arms. Oh, Shield, you need to get out there and, like, actually harvest the Victoria friend. He's too busy. Yeah, this is the problem that we've been having, is it's not that I don't have the capacity to grow crops, it's that I don't have the manpower to grow crops. The manpower is the bottleneck. Alright, it looks like overwhelmingly you guys want me to accept. What reward to accept? 1 or 2? Or actually, let me type up what they are so you know. So we have a neuroformer, a bionic arm, or silent neuroformer. Okay, there it is. You vote. 2.5 minutes. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, which originally streamed live on Twitch October 25th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that made it all the way to the credits. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Stay safe out there, my fellow vaulters,